Hello everyone, thank you so much for being here and taking time out of your day to listen to this conversation. Today's topic is going to be focused around initiatives that we have seen that advertisement campaigns have used to essentially convince people to quit smoking cigarettes. Now, these advertisements that have been used throughout history, around since 1995, are what are called persuasive messaging. Now, this uses more than just simple facts in an advertisement, but it can be anywhere from informational to funny to just outright shocking. Basically anything that can grab its audience's attention and really hold them in to listen to whatever sort of direction the advertisement is going. Now, to give a little bit of background before we get into the various ways this direction can go for these advertisements, the actual idea of these persuasive messaging started with the Federal Cigarette Labeling and Advertising Act that was set place in 1995. Essentially what this act did was require warning labels to be placed on any sort of cigarette packaging in order to make sure that the people that were consuming these products could clearly see the consequences of what these cigarettes could cause. Basically, this began an entire anti-smoking ad campaign revolution, if you will. After this, free TV airtime was actually ordered by the Federal Communications Commission. And more recently, we have seen many private anti-smoking groups and agencies come out with their own specific ads, as this has become such a big problem, not just in the US, but honestly around the entire world. One of these private groups did what was called the Truth Campaign, which actually did not focus on adults, but focused on teenagers who were sort of in this area of just smoking in order to rebel against, whether it be their parents, teachers, anyone who was in a place that was considered higher power and telling them what to do. And this campaign took on a sort of position of actually asking these teenagers a question to make them think. That question was, are you really rebelling or giving all of your dollar to these big corporations run by old white men? Now, after this, we also have what we call the Center for Disease Control, and they focus their advertising on the sad results and consequences of smoking. Now, that leads us to what we call fear appeals. Essentially, fear appeals are a type of advertisement that focus on the negative consequences of whatever it is someone could be doing. So for smokers, obviously the negative consequences a lot of times come with various health sort of issues. And the goal of these advertisements is in a way to subconsciously convince these consumers to quit whatever this behavior is, in this case, smoking cigarettes. Now, this is most effective on a people group that we tend to look at as being prevention focused. Now, this means that they are very concerned with whatever the negative outcomes are of whatever behavior it is that they are doing. So these type of advertisements, for example, showed people who were no longer able to sing lullabies to their grandchildren, who had teeth falling out, who were having to have surgeries to help repair whatever it is that these consequences of smoking had led to. Now, this has been incredibly popular since probably around the beginning of this advertising campaign, but something that has been more recently noticed and has kind of posing a threat to the effectiveness of these campaigns is what we call habituation. And essentially, habituation is just the idea of when a person is exposed to a stimulus too much to the point where their brain will essentially just, what I like to call, block out this stimulus to the point where they'll see it, not read it, it just kind of moves right over their head. And so it's no longer grabbing hold of these consumers, essentially, of the cigarettes, and they're more so just ignoring what is happening and deciding to stay in a sense of oblivion, if you will. Now, there is another group that these ad campaigns have turned towards, and these are those that are actually promotion focused. Now, this means that these people have a drive for achieving goals for themselves. Now, quite opposite of what these people that are prevention focused are, but these type of ad campaigns focus on positive results of quitting smoking. So instead of showing people that are facing all the negative results, they focus on showing people that have overcome, in this case, quitting smoking, and how it has positively affected their lives. There's a lot of time people singing songs, people that are running around, especially because they can breathe because their lungs are clear, with their grandchildren, versus those that weren't even able to sing lullabies to their grandchildren. Now, obviously, these are both very different things, but we see this in a lot of philanthropic organizations. Depending on what their organization is, they may target to prevention focused, or they may target towards those that are promotion focused. I sat and thought about one specific philanthropic organization being the ASPCA. Now, I would say this is probably a very well-known organization. They're very famous for their commercials centered around sad-looking puppies and kittens, with the well-known song "In the Arms of the Angels" playing in the background, really trying to tug on everyone's heartstrings. But I came up with two taglines, one being for those prevention focused and one being for those that are promotion focused. For those that would be prevention focused, the tagline I thought up would be, "They don't deserve this." Now, obviously, we have said that prevention focused people are more focused with the negative outcomes. In saying that they don't deserve this would allow those that are concerned with whatever the possible negative outcomes of these animals to really think about it and have a want for a change. Now, for those that are promotion focused, I use the tagline, "Fight for a change." I did this because obviously our promotion focused people have goals in mind and are goal oriented in a way, and encouraging them to fight and try to achieve this goal I thought would be great in order to gain donations for the ASPCA. Well, thank you all very much for sitting and listening. I hope you enjoyed this presentation and really were able to take some things from it. And next time you watch any sort of anti-smoking commercials, maybe you can pick out whether they are based for promotion-focused people or prevention-focused people. So, thank you.